What is up, everybody? It is Zach from Premier Soccer Investing coming at you with yet another SlabStox FC YouTube podcast. Let's get into it. First off, this week, Man City, behind the play of the likes of Kevin De Bruyne and Phil Foden, clinched yet another Premier League title, and this has been reflected in their card prices. As you see, they've both risen dramatically over the last couple weeks as it has become assured that City were going to win the Premier League. Now that they have done it, it has been reflected in their prices. Next big thing that happened this week in soccer cards was Mason Greenwood, yet another goal. His market's been climbing. People are excited about the performances he's been putting in for United. 8 goals in his past 11 games. And the chatter now is whether he makes the Euro squad or not. I personally don't think he will, due to the multitude of attacking options that England has that I will get into a little later in this second part of the Euro preview show. Following up on last week's that covered groups A, B, and C, this video will cover groups D, E, and F and who to look out for and some data on some players and stuff. Yeah, the other big thing that happened this week was Leicester beat Chelsea today, Saturday, May 15th in the FA Cup, winning their first FA Cup in the club's history and their first trophy since their magical Premier League title back in 2016 behind a thunderbolt of a strike by Jori Tielemans. Let's get into it. Group D. This is a pretty quality group. You have Croatia, the World Cup finalists in 2018, led by Luka Modric, Ivan Perisic. You have the Czech Republic. You have England. We all know England, how many talented players they have. Then you have Scotland, who looks to make a mark in their first international tournament in quite a while. So, yeah. Some players to look out for that will be in this group. First, Jude Bellingham. This data comes courtesy of SlabStox Pro. And as you can see, this is his Obsidian base rookie, numbered out of 165, with the current value right now of $273, which is a huge downturn of where it was when the card was released. The set came out back towards the end of April, and as you can see here, it trended very high at a value of over $700. But as what tends to happen when new products release, after about a week or two of being out on the market, the price always sees a dramatic fall. But then Bellingham's prices started to tick back up, probably due to the goal he scored against City in the Champions League, but they have since come even further down, mainly due to Dortmund being knocked out of the Champions League. But what this does create is potential opportunity with him in regards to both this card and his other cards, because with Dortmund being out of the Champions League for the past few weeks, the hype isn't there. They've been scuffling a little bit in the Bundesliga, and now they look more likely to make the Champions League. And he looks to have a pretty good shot to make this England squad and to be a contributor to the team also. And if he does that, we're going to see this card rise from its $273 value almost assuredly. So there could be some opportunity there. And even with how low numbered this card is, out of 165, there still has been a decent amount of sales, around 14 sales so far. And I expect there to be a higher liquidity with this card if he makes the England Euro squad. Next player to look out for, Jaden Sancho. He has been on an absolute tear over the last few months. Mainly, actually, since the year of 2021 started, he has been playing extremely well, scoring great goals. He looks to be enjoying his football again. And you can see people start to take note of that with his cards trending towards an all-time low. Back towards the end of 2020, as you can see, this is an optic base PSA 10. It's ran around $130 towards the end of December. Reached a high of around $490 to $500. It has since again, mirroring what Bellingham's cards did due to Sancho also being a Dortmund player. High during the Champions League, and then a dip following their elimination. But that shows you that the market is there for Sancho, and that people, as we know, as we saw at the heat on him back in last August, that people like to collect Sancho cards, like to buy Sancho and invest in Sancho. And with how well he's been playing for Dortmund, it's really hard to argue against him deserving a starting spot for England this summer. And if he does indeed get that, expect him to do damage, score goals, make assists, beat defenders 1v1. And with the eyes of the world, of the hobby on the Euros this summer, he's a great player to look to invest in, especially since his cards have been in a little bit of a dip and could see a quick rise should he put in a goal or two in the first couple games of the Euros this summer. Next, Mason Mount, Aaron's favorite player over here. We have his Contenders rookie PSA 10. This is a card that has also seen some ups and downs, though, is trending at basically an all-time high right now due to Chelsea making the Champions League final and to how well Mount has been playing on the road to get there. While I'm a huge fan of Mason Mount as a player, I don't know if now is the best time to be investing in him because his prices are at an all-time high for him so far. You have the Champions League hype that's pushing them up. And should they win that, I mean, it's tough because cards generally buy the rumor, sell the news. Players' card prices will generally dip after winning a big title like that. And then if he loses, they will also dip. But I don't know if the dip will be enough to make it a viable investment between the Champions League final when the Euros start to see like the 20, 30, 40% growth that you might be able to see on some other cards. But as a longer-term hold, I still think Mason Mount is a good buy. But short-term for this summer's Euros, I think there are better avenues to go down. Foden and Mount, I would say, are in the same place right now investment-wise. They are high. They've seen a lot of growth. I don't know how much more short-term growth they have left in the tank. And yeah, better short-term Euro flip investment type plays to make over this next couple weeks than I would say Phil Foden and Mason Mount. Harry Kane's card prices are interesting because Tottenham as a team have really been struggling, and it pains me to say that, but he has risen dramatically in price. But I think that is more due to the fact that just people are finally recognizing the greatness he possesses, how fantastic of a player he is. He should win the PFA Player of the Year award for the Premier League. He's leading the league in assists, another 20-plus goal season. And I still think there are a lot of room on his cards, actually, because he is the captain of England this summer. And if you believe in England and you believe in them making a run, they're not doing it without Harry Kane leading that team, scoring goals, just being the overall face. And if they make a run with him doing that, we're going to see even more growth on his card. So I actually don't think, even though Harry Kane's prices are pretty high too, I actually don't think he's a bad investment. And I may be biased in saying that because I am a Tottenham fan. Harry Kane is my favorite player. I love him. But yeah, I really believe there's room to grow on his cards due to the fact that he's the captain of England and how many goals and assists he does put up. So yeah, there's room with Harry Kane. Next group I want to hit, Group E. In this group, we have Poland, Slovakia, Spain, and Sweden. And some sad news to come for this group today, injury-wise. We all know Ansu Fati's injury problems. He is going to miss the Euros this summer. But I really want to quickly go over what's been going on with his prices. I frankly do not understand why they still, even though they've dipped a lot since their peak, I still don't understand how they've retained as much value as they have, because he's had 4 knee surgeries as a 19, 20-year-old, 18, 19, 20-year-old kid. And this latest knee surgery removed all the meniscus in his knee. So now he's playing with bone on bone. That's not, especially for people that are buying and investing in Fati long term. I don't think it's the greatest play, because if you have bone on bone, that is not sustainable for a career full of health and no injuries, and just to have these huge issues as a player. And it sucks to have to talk about this, because there's nothing more I'd love to see than Fati leading the line with Messi for Barcelona, scoring goals, fulfilling his incredible potential that he possesses. But just due to the huge injuries he's already suffered in his career, his high prices scare me, and I have been staying away. And that would be my advice to other people, is to stay away from buying Fati cards right now. And I think until he proves that he won't have to really deal with injury problems in the future, and that he is back to what he was in his former self, which I think we won't see for a while, if ever. And then another terrible bit of injury news for Group E is Zlatan will now not be going to the Euros because he has picked up a knee injury playing for Milan. I think all of us football fans out there, we're looking forward to seeing Zlatan and his outsized personality take on the Euros and try to lead Sweden to glory. But unfortunately, it is not to be. It's a knee injury, and he will not be traveling with Sweden this summer. Then, player I want to talk about for Poland, who now has a great chance to make it out of this group as a second-place team, because of Sweden not having Zlatan and Slovakia not being a great team. Poland makes second. They make the knockout stage, which could be big for this man's prices. Robert Lewandowski, who many people say is the best striker in the world. He today tied Gerd Müller, the German legend's Bundesliga goal scoring record, with 40 goals in a season. Let me say that again. 40 goals. It's in about 32 games. That is video game numbers right there. It is ridiculous. And that leads me to say that this is his true rookie, the 2008 Panini Extra La Classe sticker. Your PSA 8's doing about $12.50 to $13.50 right now. I don't think that's a bad buy, that level. He's an all-time great striker. So you have the long-term viability there. And then you have the potential for a nice short-term flip, because if Poland finishes second in their group and make the knockout stage, there's no way that doesn't happen with Lewandowski at least scoring 4 or 5 goals. And to do that on the stage that is the Euros, and to surprise many people, because people have always said he can't have international success with Poland, but they're in position to have a chance to make a little bit of a run here this summer. That could lead to him getting the wider respect in the hobby as more people tune in to watch the Euros than they would to watch a Bayern Munich Bundesliga game. I think we could really see his prices rise and rise fast. So I think anything Lewandowski rookie sticker high grade isn't a bad play. And then I also don't think like his 2016 Prism is a bad play either. In the last group, arguably the most difficult, not arguably, definitely the most difficult. Sorry, Hungary, you're not going to make it out of this group. With France, the World Cup winners, Germany, historically always one of the best teams in the world, and then Portugal, led by one of the GOATs in Cristiano Ronaldo, hungry to defend his Euro crown. This group is stacked. It has storylines, competition, and 2 teams will be guaranteed to advance, and then the third place team will be judged against other third place teams for whether they get a spot in the knockout round. The first player in this group I want to highlight is Jamal Musiala, the German-England dual citizen who recently chose Germany for his national team. His card prices have mirrored that of Bellingham's in the respect of his Obsidian was super high after release, but then a few weeks after release date, the card prices drop as they tend to do. when a new product releases super high the first week or so, and then they drop and settle more into what their true value lies at. He's had a very, very, very good season. He is only 17 years old. He's been playing and starting a lot for Bayern Munich, one of the best teams in the world, at CAM. And he looks set to at least make the German squad this summer and probably have a decent-sized role too. As only 17 years old, he's considered one of the new great hopes for the German national team, along with Florian Wirtz and Yusufa Moukoko, who Moukoko most likely won't make the squad, but Wirtz and Musiala probably will, and they'll probably be competing for minutes with each other. But due to the fact that Musiala has been playing for Bayern Munich, and we know how much Germany loves to play Bayern Munich players, I think he has a chance of really playing a role this summer. And if that happens, his price is his Obsidian base out of 165 for 450. I could see you, if he, plays, gets a goal or something, gets a big assist for Germany against, let's say, France in the group stage. I could see that card going from 450 to 700 to 800 overnight. And if you believe in him as a player and you believe in the ability Germany has to win a couple games and make it out of the group stage, definitely not a bad place to put your money into with Musiala. Next player, Zhao Felix. He's had a very difficult year in Madrid. Atletico's playing style doesn't fit how he wants to play. But Portugal plays in more of a style that he kind of thrives in, a little bit more free flowing, a bit more attacking football. He gets more space to run, more creative freedom to go out there and play the way he wants to. His prices, I just have truly, truly dropped in value, down 53%. From a high of 800 now to trending at about $430. This is a card, his Topps Chrome base PSA 10. This is a card that has always been liquid and pretty easy to sell and has seen rises and falls very fast in the past. And I think we're going to see that this summer, but with a quick rise. Like, he could gain 20% overnight if he scores a goal for Portugal. And he probably will. The way Portugal plays, it's normally going to be him or Ronaldo in the scorer sheet, and there are enough goals to go around for him. And I think Portugal has a really strong squad, a really good backline with the likes of Ruben Diaz, Pepe, João Cancelo, and then you have Ronaldo and Felix at the top. They have the potential to really make a run this summer. Ronaldo is going to be defending his Euro crown. I like Felix right now, buying his stuff that's been in a bit of a dip over the last month or so, and waiting for that Euro hype to build and for him to put in a performance or two this summer, and then selling off when that happens. Then I want to highlight Cristiano Ronaldo, his main rookie, the one Panini Mega Cracks number 137 PSA 8. Obviously, a hugely, hugely expensive card that most of us can't afford, but it's a decent analog for investing in Ronaldo in general, in that the Ronaldo market historically all these years ago was non-existent. And then you get into the July-August period of 2020, and it happens. And then you see a big spike in the middle of 2021 with soccer cards that happened in like February, and now he's kind of flatlined. What happens to his cards, and what happens to the GOAT argument if he wins a second straight Euro? And even if he doesn't, if you're buying his cards now and you're holding long term, you're going to do well, because he's at worst one of the 5 greatest players of all time and one of the 2 or 3 most popular players ever. And he will always remain relevant due to his many just business interests, how popular he is worldwide, and all of that stuff. So yeah, anything Ronaldo, especially like Ronaldo rookie, like first World Cup, first Euro, that type of stuff I think is a great buy. And then like rare, like autos, game worn stuff, low numbered color, refractors, anything like that, I think you'll do very well in long term and have the potential to make money short term this summer too. should Portugal go on a run. And then the last player I want to talk about to close off this part 2 of my Euro preview is Kylian Mbappe. His Topps Chrome PSA 9, 2017 Topps Chrome Champions League PSA 9 refractor, which is down 30% since March. And the main reason for that is PSG being eliminated from the Champions League and at this point, not likely to win their domestic league either, though I don't know how much people care about that. But it's went from a value of $2,800 all the way up to $3,200, $3,300, $3,400, down to $2,000 now. For what I'd say with Mbappe, buy the dip. He's proven he's already one of the best players in the world, one of the most exciting players in the world. And France as a squad, as evidenced by their World Cup win in 2018, have one of the best, if not the best, international teams in the world. And with all these factors combined, I think they are almost destined to make a deep run in the Euros this summer. And when they do so, the Mbappe cards just will rise. That's just the fact of the matter is, if France is doing well, it's because he's playing well, and his card prices will reflect that. So as quickly if they've dropped 30% in value, I could see them rising 30, 40, 50% in value back up when France does do what many expect them to do this summer. Yeah, and Mbappe cards right now, buy the dip. And that's going to close it out for this week. As always, shoot me a DM, if you have any questions, what you want to see on the show, stuff like that. DMs are always open. Comment, and subscribe on the video. Thanks for watching. Peace.